I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning night I pray. Gotta make it out some way. Put a smile back on my mama face. Yeah, I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning night I pray. Gotta make it out some way. Put a smile back on my mama face. Yeah.
R.I.P. to them.
Yeah, R.I.P.
To Corey and
yeah, that
Charles.
shit was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, to be 11 years old, shit like that, like, and seeing some shit like that. I was on the fucking news and all types of shit. It was the first time I ever went to a funeral. First time I ever seen a dead body. And I'm just like, yo, this shit's fucking crazy, you know? But the fucked up shit is it made everything else easy on me after that.
Yeah. Because that was like a big thing in the city. Like at the time. Like
yeah, because he was the youngest nigga.
Yeah.
You know, he was like 9 years old, bro. 10 or something. I don't even know. I know we was like the same age. Like a year or two off each other.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Like, man, them
that shit was
two
crazy.
young kids. I was young at the time. I was little. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You know?
And due to that, there were two other kids. They were kids themselves,
Yeah.
right? That were arrested.
Three. Yep,
Yep, three. Well, that were juveniles themselves when they were arrested. And
That are all actually all me and Charles, both of us, went to the Boys and Girls Club with them too.
yeah.
The
So
Roxbury Boys and Girls Club.
the laws kind of changed because of it, because of that, you know, that case. A lot of the laws changed with the juvenile laws and things like
The
that.
life sentence.
Right.
Yeah, but they to be honest with you, you know, that just gave them a reason to fuck us over more in Boston.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know how Boston is, and the fucked up shit is all of us got to go to jail one day. All of us got to get probation or go or something one day in Boston if you live in Boston and you don't work for them. You know, that's the fucked up shit about it. So yeah, they did change the laws, and I was very aware of it. And you know, at that time, my reaction and me being on the news was probably heavily instrumental in making that happen. You know, but you know, Boston finds their way of fucking you.
Yeah. You was young, hurt.
Yeah, I was
Crazy.
fucked up.
Yeah.
You know how that shit go, Lino, though? Like, you, all of y'all know. We all went through it. We all got to go through it being in Boston. Some form of fashion, we got to deal with some type of anguish and you know.
And we went through it plenty of times.
Multiple times,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whether it's family, any loved one.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's how it was. Like, we are a small city, but it was like there were times where we went to school and once a week, there was a classmate that didn't go to school that day because they died the night before.
Yeah.
It was the norm for us.
Yeah, so they actually did like started making sure like if you caught a murder as a juvenile, you was charged as an adult because of that. Because the people they say only did like 5 years in
juveniles,
and
right.
got out and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
they
but you
changed
know-
it to give people life. And I don't totally agree with it because I think it's different circumstances for every situation. So if you're a juvenile and you're 12, 13, how can you charge them as an adult?
Right.
Their mind hasn't even
Developed.
Right.
because you know there's things you do as a kid like you wouldn't do 10 years from that time or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Your mind changes. You're like, man, what the fuck was I thinking?
And you have to see
I
those
wouldn't
people
do
for
that
who
shit.
they are today.
Yeah,
They're
and it's
probably
like,
thinking the same
how do
thing.
you give a kid that's 13, yes, it's wrong. Murder's wrong. But how do you give a kid that's 13 life?
Yeah.
Like I can't fathom that.
Me
like,
either.
You know what I'm saying?
Me either.
Because
Nah.
they don't know.
They're
can't,
kids.
Yeah, they don't know the seriousness of what they're doing.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, give them time to develop. You know, we in a country where it's always punish.
Right.
It's never get to the root of the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
But that's only because it's
yeah.
us or it's our children. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. So if it was Billy or Bob or
Right.
something from the suburbs,
Exactly.
I
Or they got
guarantee you
different
it'd be
chances
different.
and different
You know
things.
what I'm saying?
A lot of our Department of Corrections is filled with people who went to prison young just based off of like, you did something and I was with you in the car. I didn't know you was gonna bust. I'm sitting in the car. I'm probably looking at you like, why did you do that? But when the police come, we're both going. And then it's like, it's either I tell on my friend, which is something we don't do because we love each other, we want to protect one another, or just other circumstances that happen. And I don't think that they understand our culture and who we are as people. And
Yeah.
Again, it's just a way to. Prison is just another, you know how I feel. It's just another form of slavery. And of course, whose bodies are they going to use for that? Us.
Right. And it's like they want you to tell on your friend, right? Even though they know you didn't do the crime or you
Right.
wasn't there and
Right.
something. It's like, yo, and they punish you for it. But yet,
Most of the times they have all the evidence in the world. You
right,
don't need me to tell.
But yet,
it's like,
when they do something wrong
right,
and they are actually there,
right.
they don't say nothing. They don't get punished for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the police. Like,
No,
I'm like,
right.
that's kind of backwards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But then this is why I tell people all the time with the snitching thing for me is why the police don't tell on each other.
That's
And they
what I'm
call
saying.
each other rats if they tell on each other.
Right.
But you want to tell our community and our children to do that. Why isn't it a brotherhood for them?
And then go back to the community
Right.
after they did that.
Right.
So,
it's crazy.
Corey and Charles' family, did they end up moving after that, or?
No. Well, I think Soup left his pops. I think he was like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? It took my son. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know? I don't blame him.
Right.
But Mrs. Courtney cleaned her life up, ended up becoming a security officer at Roxbury Court. So she does that front entrance when you gotta,
Check in?
you know, come on.
Yeah.
We're from Boston, so we all know Roxbury Court, right? Like,
Well, you got to walk through the metal detector.
yeah,
Yes.
she handle all that shit. You know, she's the light-skinned lady at the front with the little mini afro. I'm sure she's still there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that shit was different, Lean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a
But
tough situation.
it gave me a different perspective on life and how I need to move. And this is why I was able to survive and beat the odds coming out of the place that I came from.
I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning night I pray. Gotta make it out some way. Put a smile back on my mama's face.